Hi, welcome to Algebra 1. In this video, we're going to be talking about profit, revenue, and expenses. In the past, we've seen that profit is equal to our revenue, our income, or what we make, what we bring in, minus our expenses, what we spend. We've also talked about profit being equal to 0. Well, we know profit equals revenue minus expense. I'm going to substitute 0 in for my profit. If profit is 0, that's also called the break-even point. We know the break-even point as well, your revenue is equal to your expense. In future videos, we'll talk about inequalities. We might ask how many of the product must be sold in order to have a profit of at least $3,000. Well, at least means greater than or equal to. So when will our profit be greater than or equal to 3,000? Again, we know profit is revenue minus expense. So when will your profit be at least $3,000? But that'll be future videos, not for this one. Here's our first example. A local fast food chain had revenue represented by the polynomial 6x squared plus 5x minus 8 for one fiscal year, and expenses for that same fiscal year represented by the polynomial 4x squared minus 3x plus 7. What was the company's profit for the fiscal year? So there's three things. They tell us our revenue. Our revenue is represented by 6x squared plus 5x minus 8. And they also tell us our expenses. Our expenses are represented by the trinomial 4x squared minus 3x plus 7. Going back to the other side, we know that profit is revenue minus expense. So all I'm going to do here is I'm going to write down my two polynomials. I have 6x squared minus 5x, or excuse me, plus 5x minus 8. I'm going to wrap that trinomial in parentheses. That's my revenue. We know profit is equal to revenue minus expense. My expenses for that year were 4x squared minus 3x plus 7. That guy in parentheses as well. If you like, you don't like writing it horizontally, you can always stack your revenue and expenses. Make sure you align your like terms. So all I'm doing is I'm just aligning my like terms. If you like to write it vertically. Make sure you wrap this trinomial in parentheses because we're subtracting each term. Now combine your like terms. 6x squared minus a 4x squared should give you a 2x squared. 5x minus a negative 3x. You're subtracting a negative, which is the same thing as adding a positive. So 5 minus a negative 3 is the same thing as saying 5 plus 3. Gives you a positive 8x. Negative 8 minus 7. If we did it vertically, 6 minus 4 gives me 2x squared. 5 minus a negative 3 gives you positive 8x. And a negative 8 minus 7 gives you a negative 15. I have two trinomials. Whichever way you choose, whichever way is best for you, is the way you should do it. That is your profit. Your revenue minus your expense. Let's look at example 2. Example 2. The crazy tomato had a profit represented by the polynomial 3x squared minus 5x minus 2 for one fiscal year, and expenses for that same fiscal year represented by the polynomial x squared plus 2x minus 5. What was the company's revenue for the fiscal year? So in our first example, we were looking to find profit. In this example, it gives us our profit as 3x squared minus 5x minus 2, and it gives us our expenses as x squared plus 2x minus 5. The question is, what was the company's revenue? So we're looking for revenue here. So let's go to our note page. With example 2, I know that profit is equal to revenue minus expense. One way to look at it is like this. We're asked to find the revenue. We don't know what my revenue is. Well, if I just want to isolate revenue or get revenue by itself, I must add, take my inverse, I must add my expenses to the other side. Now revenue is isolated, it's by itself. Just like solving an equation, we use our inverse operations to move a term to the other side. Now I'm ready to solve for revenue. So I'm going to move revenue on the left-hand side. Many of you guys are comfortable with that variable, the unknown variable being on the left. Your profit in this case, the profit was 3x squared minus 5x minus 2. Again, if you like stacking them vertically, make sure you align like terms. Your expenses for the year were x squared plus 2x minus 5. Go ahead and combine like terms. I do need a plus sign there. My apologies. This time I do need a plus sign because I'm taking profit plus the expense to give me my revenue. Let me adjust that for you. So I do need a plus sign here. Three x squared plus 1x squared should give me a 4x squared. Negative 5 plus 2 should give me a negative 3x. A negative 2 plus a negative 5 should give me a negative 7. Down here vertically, 3 plus 1 gives you the 4x squared. Negative 5 plus 2 gives you negative 3. And negative 2 plus a negative 5 should give you negative 7. What's the question ask us? Well, the question asks, what was the company's revenue for this fiscal year? So make sure when you label this, it's not going to be profit this time, but we're asked to find revenue. Hope this was a helpful video to assist you through some of the lessons on Edgenuity or just in profit in general. If you have any questions, make sure you email us, let us know. Thank you.